At America's SBDC Network, our mission is simple: to help businesses grow and succeed. Our consulting, training, and information services make it easier for businesses to reach their potential. Whether you're currently in operation or just starting out, America's SBDC Network has the right tools, resources, and expertise to help you succeed. Visit us online or contact your local office to get started on your path to success today.
Well, welcome. We are going to be talking about how you can protect yourself from online scams this session. And, we all come across these online scams. We see them now even coming by text sometimes, and then even across email or as we go and visit sites. So, as we talked about protecting ourselves from online scams, I really want you to think about what scams you've already seen, because you've probably seen many more than I could even outline, just between the collective of all of us coming together with the different scams that we've seen, all of the different links and texts that we've seen come across. So what are online scams? Okay, what I mean by that, just so that there's clarity, is either they want your money or they want your personal information. There is a lot of value in them having your personal information. For example, if I have, like your personal information, like your date of birth, maybe the maiden name of your mom or your maiden name, and the city that you were born, I have quite a many personal identifying pieces of information that I could use to now try to crack the code to things like your bank, or maybe your email address, or log into your website, or potentially, some of the apps that you're using. So, and have access even to money and to payment. So as we look at that, not always is it money. So it's not always the prince from Ethiopia who is wanting you to send $1 million, and he's going to promise to get that from you and give you a portion of it. It could just be that they're fishing for, and that's phishing, phishing. So they're actually fishing for that information because they need a little bit more. And understand, when I say that information that they need, that's personal identifying information, doesn't have to just be of those of us who are adults and may even have credit ratings, credit score, or access to money. It could be even of children, of infants. Imagine this: if somebody had information that was personal identifying information of your 1 year old, and you have great health insurance, and they can now use your 1 year old's name and log up health charges and maybe diagnoses and health care, all within your child's name, that by the time your child is of age, and if you pay any attention at that point to see if they've lost, or any of their personal and identifying information has been compromised, it could be that they've already racked up a hefty medical bill because somebody's utilized somebody who has really, really clean credit. And even though they may not have ability and access to credit, they have ability and access to benefits that they have for being a child of yours. So when you think about this information, it could be, what's your first car? I see lots of people giving this information out really quickly and easily on Facebook or Meta, Instagram quizzes. Oh, I'm going to put what my first car was, and where I lived first, and what was the name of my first road, and what was the name of my first pet. All of these are what's known as personal identifying information. And the reason those quizzes and those surveys are free is because that's what they want, is your personal information. You think it's having fun with your friends, and now you can compare notes to see how many people have lived in this state to do this, but you don't understand that they're after your information. One of the things, and again, I'm a big fan of all the socials, I'm a big fan of Meta, but one of the things to always remember is, especially with socials, is that we're the product. Our information, our data, our faces, the photos of our friends, the videos, all of that is the data that they now have access to help marketers who want to spend money with them be able to focus and tone, or advertisers or businesses who want to market certain things in your feed. Now you have that personal information. So it's not even something nefarious that they want to go off and charge a bunch of medical expenses or to steal your credit. It could be just that simple, but understand all of that is your personal identifying information that's out there for public view, and public sharing. So understand what an actual scam looks like. That's what we're going to be talking about today and how you can protect yourself online. So some of the examples of a scam are, you'll see these and you've probably seen them in your inbox before. Take a look at this one, for example. It's a warning email that something's been compromised. Now understand, I bank with a major bank that actually has offices all over the world. And I do not ever click on any of these emails that I ever get from the bank. I will go directly to the bank site and I will call directly from the numbers that I have on my cards. Because I've actually had it where it said, okay, from at chase.com, at wellsfargo.com, at citibank.com. It's said that they can spoof any email address that they want. And they'll say, this is urgent, this needs to happen. I call the bank and they said, no, that is a phishing scam. Even though it says, at wellsfargo.com, it does have the first name of the banker that you work with, but it's still a spoof email. Do not click on that link, because once you click on that, it's also allowing it to look and compromise other information from your IP address, so your location, maybe, even additional information that you may have accessible on whatever device that you're on. So do take notice of what the email addresses look like. In fact, this one here, this bigcity.bank@gmail, no, anybody can for free start a Gmail account. So I wouldn't look at any of this or even consider this, and would report it to my bank if my bank was Big City Bank, and say, listen, this is happening. This is what's going on. Understand they can also spoof phone numbers. So they do the same thing with text as well. And sometimes you have to pay really good attention here, because you might have at bigcitybank.com, but it could be like at bigcity.bank.com. All right, so it looks like it could be from them, but it's really not, because if you look at the URL, it's not right. I know a lot of people do this, and they'll get caught a lot of times with people scamming about Google, because it'll say Google gmail.com. Well, that's not Google. Okay, just so you know that. All right, so that's somebody fishing for the information. So what should you notice? They try to impersonate a company or a person. It usually comes in email, internet ads, even copies on the website. So there's a lot of websites that are put up that are just trying to get your information. You've seen those. You maybe were even on any of the socials, maybe doing a little shopping on TikTok or Instagram. You click on it, or maybe you're just on your phone and you see an ad pop up and it looks like it's a viable website, but it's actually wanting your information and taking not just your financial information, but your address and all of that. May not even ask any financial information to the very end, and may look legit because it's using something like PayPal or Amazon Pay, Shop Pay, Google Pay, Apple Pay. So you don't have to log in, but it is still logging in your personal and getting your personal information. It also could have harmful programming, meaning that it's leaving something on your actual device that is now tracking and pulling information or meant to harm your actual device. And it can be sent, again, anywhere, even in social. So just don't think that if you're shopping on Instagram or TikTok, that means every advertiser there is really a good, viable business. Still be cautious and do a little bit of research on that, and don't just click immediately. So the warning signs are really that it's always urgent, right? It's always, gosh, it's now, has to happen, could lock your account, could be an issue that you are not going to be able to deal with, and then it'll cost more. Somebody needs your help. It's a limited time offer. So you're now wanting people to actually work on emotion. One of the things that I actually have seen my mother-in-law had come across was that somebody called her house, and they had the voice, because AI can change voices now, of a nephew of hers who said he was in trouble. All right, but she was smart enough to know that there is supposed to be a special password. There's a special safe word that only she and some family members know, and it's not shared anywhere else. So when that voice wouldn't come up with it, she wouldn't send the $6,000 that he needed, because he was stranded. His car was stranded in Mexico, and he needed that because he wouldn't have been able to come back stateside. It was not him. So make sure you are doing that kind of diligence, and you're putting some of those safety precautions like safe words or hint words, especially if it sounds like somebody, because AI can quickly replicate and actually mimic that. So even the intonation sounds like it's them. When you're looking at what you get by links through your email or through text, again, those can also come through social. Never click on links or open attachments that you don't know where they come from. Okay, this is really important because it could be something harmful there, meant to either destroy your device or to embed something in your device, which now can find out more personal information. So these requests for personal information, they could be, as I said, legitimate businesses, but they should never ask you for all that information. There should never be there. Is a business, trustworthy? Again, think about who you're providing access to and who they provide access to. So it's been a few years, but I worked with a financial institution once that was working with a marketing company. And because they were doing a lot of targeted ads, they sent their whole membership list over unencrypted to this marketing company. And in the membership list, it had the spouses of people, their home address, and their phone number. They didn't need that. This marketing company was just needing the email addresses for the targeting. But this is a financial institution, so you have to be also diligent in asking, what are your safety precautions? How are you doing this? Because you don't want somebody who is being not careful or cautious with your actual information. So then also make sure when you're getting different links, go directly to the website, meaning not click on it, but if it's from Big City Bank, then go to bigcitybank.com and see and open from there. Do not ever click on an email. That's just way too dangerous. And it's just getting even better and better at being able to spoof and mimic. It also may have a threatening tone. So my mother ran into this. She had somebody call saying that they were late on payment for something. My parents haven't been late on payments in ever. I mean, not as long as I've been alive, because that's something that, mom is just very, very diligent and focused on. But they said that she was late on a payment and they were going to send the police. They're not going to send the police. And so she started crying. But the thing that they said is they said, do not tell your family members or we'll send the police now. So she was going to go hide in the bathroom with the phone and not tell us until my son stood between her and the bathroom and said, no, grandma, you need to have all of us listening to this. Do not listen to that person. And she realized afterwards, but you think and you may logically know, but when you're caught in the emotion of what this is, and it feels like it could be humiliation, they're going to expose you to the public or to the police are going to come get you, then that is where you can make some irrational decisions. Even though you may be of sound mind and really logically know what the next steps are, sometimes the emotions get the better of us. So what should you do? How do you actually respond to somebody that's phishing, that wants additional information from you? It's going to be to ignore it. Just ignore it. Do not respond, delete it, mark it as spam, or report it. But do not click on any of the links or any of the attachments because that is where you get yourself in danger. So, for example, if you get a phishing scam like this, urgent form needed, so you click on more, which is click report phishing report, you can actually report that this is a phishing scam. And I will definitely share the links here so that that can be shared after the session on where you can report this to the Federal Trade Commission and the Federal Communication Commission, because there's 1-800 numbers and links and forms that you can fill out to do that. We even have that with the Google team. If somebody calls saying that they're Google, because yes, they do that quite often, trying to scam small businesses out of money to pay for Google tools, which are 100% free. And there is a form where you can report actually to Google. So as you're looking here at this one, see those 3 dots to the right, you saw that circle come up. You can click there and now you can report phishing, and you can report this so you can actually train your inbox. So you're not clicking on reporting anything within this actual document. You're using the 3 dots to reveal another drop-down menu and exactly what you can do next. So you can report the phishing, and that phishing now will be lodged in, and that actual email address will be known throughout all of your email service provider, be it Google, Yahoo, whatever you utilize for that. So for example, let's say you see this dream job, right? So look at this. What do you see here that are red flags to you that this could be phishing for additional information? All right. A little bit too good to be true. No interview necessary. So misspellings, lots of explanation marks there too. Okay. and it's a Gmail account, which people can pick up Gmail accounts. They can have hundreds of Gmail accounts, okay? So what you notice as we're looking through there, offer jobs that seem too good to be true, nothing's for free, right? They want your information. They'll hire you without a screening process. Really? Really? And may start as soon as you apply once you're hired. So you should never have to pay an employer. And there are several employment scams that'll say, but you know what? We need to do a background check on you. So just pay $100 here for us to do this background check so you can be considered. Again, remember what I said about too good to be true. It causes you to act on emotion and emergency that they're creating. It's either something that's unrealistic and they're normally very, very enthusiastic. Then they ask you for a payment, either to get you connected, to set up the interview time, to do the background check, all of those things. So when you look and you see that request for payment or they bring it on later, that is a red flag also, as well as any typos. Really look at those typos because people are trying to just look to churn these out quickly to hope to catch somebody. So they're going after the volume and they're not interested in getting it completely right. So you don't see perfect spelling and perfect punctuation. All right. So how to avoid those employment scams? Search online for that company. Find out, do they really exist? You will see a whole slew of actual research results letting you know that, oh my gosh, this is not, it's a scam. It's a scam because other people have reported. You don't pay for training, you don't pay for a background check, and you don't give away your personal information. Okay, to be considered, we need to know your first and last name, your maiden name, your mother's maiden name, where you were born at, how long you lived there, where you're currently located. No, 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 not until you've had a chance to vet who this company is. So when you're using Google search to verify a job order or job offer, what you'll do is you'll go to google.com. You'll see this search bar just like you search anything else. You can go ahead and press enter here and type in anything that you're searching, and you will see that come up. So you're actually on Google. So you're going to google.com. You're typing here into that search bar that's right there towards the middle, or you can also type it at the top. But you are going to find out exactly what this company is and see if there are any scam reports about it. Now, let's say it's happening in a love connection, right? You're trying to connect with somebody, see and meet other people who are single in your area or might be a good match for you. So what you'll see often in this scam is you'll see people who are perfect matches. They also are almost too good to be true. They're ready to be in relationship, like, oh my gosh, I love you right now. And I've only talked to you for 15 minutes, but I love you. And they're never able to meet. And something happens. But oh my gosh, we just fell in love yesterday. And I'm calling you back because, my mom died and I need this and this, or I was just injured in an auto accident. Okay. So understand, I know this may, from right now, because we're looking from the outside looking in, this may sound silly, but when you are caught in emotion, so when you have that emotional investment, we don't always make the best decisions right there. So when you see and you're looking at romance scams, they can usually come across on social, on dating apps. They are using photos that they find online. So you see a lot of photos that they've either copied and pasted, used to somebody else. They really move that relationship along, and there's always something that happens. All right. So what do you notice when you actually see, or there could be a potential online dating or connection scam? All right. It's too good to be true, right? Not just that, any of the scams that I've been talking about, this applies. It's usually urgent. There's a whole lot of emotion in there, and there's a request for something, payment or information, or sometimes even both. So what should you do if something like this happens to you or you come across this? Really take your time. No need to rush. You didn't know this person before today, and you need to vet who they are. If you are going to meet, you want to meet in person and publicly. You do not want to go fly out to go meet them, and do not send any money. Oh, in order for me to meet you, I need this money because I'm out of gas money. This is not your perfect love if they're already asking you for that. And listen to friends and family who are being very cautious about that. They may not want you to meet internet person. And they are more worried about your safety and you being taken advantage of. So do always think from that standpoint until you truly get to know that this is a real person, that this isn't just somebody else hiding behind a fake photo. So you can do a reverse image search. That's one practice you can also do in Google. So what you'll do when you go to Google, see here where you look at that little green circle, that's actually the little camera in Google. When you do there, now you can start putting in images to actually see, or typing in or uploading a photo from your computer to see if there's search results. Now you can find out, is that photo used for everybody? That's kind of like a standard stock photo, or maybe somebody's already complained that somebody's stolen their identity and they're trying to take over their social accounts or their Instagram accounts. So now you can do that search. And again, it's those same things. It's too good to be true. It's so urgent. There's something you need to connect or to look at, and we need your personal info. Again, the requesting payments, something where you see some typos, something doesn't even feel right. It could be that you go to a website and maybe even the product isn't aligned. All of those things should be little signals to you that, oh, proceed with caution. Maybe this amazing ABC goods company retail at a discount is not really after selling me something. I'm never going to get a product. They're really after my information. All right, so protect yourself. We've covered the 3 most common scams and the signs that you can see to apply to other scams. So remember, similar tactics can be used by scammers across phones or anything like that. All right, so do keep all of that in mind and keep yourself safe, because that's the spoofing and the mimicking of voices and email addresses is only going to continue. And we don't want you to be caught, and you don't want to be caught in that situation where you now are trying to recover from that, as opposed to you actually protecting, right? Prevention is everything. And share this with family members, with your kiddos, and with your parents as well. If I've been helpful to you, I would love and be honored for your review. I appreciate your time today. I do hope that you stay safe online. There's so many amazing things that you can do online, but we do have to approach everything with an ounce of prevention and knowledge. So do take this and apply what you've learned, and then share it with somebody else. That's the best thing then, and the best way to really learn is by sharing and teaching somebody else what you learned, and it'll help both of you and even more of you to be wary, so we can stay safe and keep our personal information just that personal. Again, I want to thank you for being with me today. Thank you.